Hmm. Somehow it looks like I have a part in my hair, which looks very, very weird. Oh boy. Hello, hello. The when you see yourself in the mirror or in a camera and you just want to, fix and do all the things to fix and look lovely. Well, hello everyone and welcome. Fresh Start Monday. It is July 26th and full moon blessings. The full moon, the vibes are still here. Full moon in an Aquarius. And let me tell you, if you ever want to drop deep in ceremony and embodiment ceremony, I do it every month, new moon and full moon ritual within the Liberated Womb Sisterhood. We had an incredible, just amazing ritual ceremony on Saturday, Galactic New Year, full moon codes, the gentle opening of the Lionsgate portal. Ah, it was just to my core, it was just so epic. And to the ladies that were there live and to the ladies that were receiving the replay, like everyone felt it across the board. It was just sensational. And this is some of the things that we get to do together every month. So if you desire this, then please check out the Liberated Womb Sisterhood. We do a 2-hour embodiment journey every month, and it's just quite exquisite. So many codes were downloaded, so many breakthroughs, and so many, just like a release of ah. And I'm going to share something that I had the next day on Sunday. Um, and it came again, sometimes these breakthroughs come in very unconventional ways. I was at the gym. I was getting ready to go to a rehearsal because if you don't know, before I started steeping into this work, my work was in the professional dance realm, in which I still frequent in different spaces, and as a choreographer, as a mentor, as a educator. Excuse me. So I was at the gym getting ready before I was going to a rehearsal, and I was listening to the masculine, the masculine, and I follow. His name is Dr. Eric Thomas, and if you've never heard of him, he's quite sensational. He's fabulous, but he's very alpha male, masculine. If you're like divine masculine, this is it. So, anyways, I'm listening to um, his motivational. I had an album playing as I was working out, tending to my body, and it's this. As we're talking about this the Lionsgate portal, the opening is starting to happen right now, and one of the things about this is really to shed the old self so you can embrace the new codes and the activation that is literally awakening in our bodies, and the energetic sphere is just prime with it right now. And so here I am, I'm working out, I'm working the muscles, I'm doing the things, I'm listening to this masculine going, and I literally, as I'm deconstructing the muscles in order for it to rebuild in a toned and stronger way. I'm literally deconstructing any excuses to say I can't do 5 more reps, or deconstructing the image that I see in the mirror, that could, want to go like, oh, okay, of really being in surrender and acceptance of what I see, right? I'm deconstructing like the thoughts and the paradigms in the moment as I'm in the gym. And this is what is happening right now. So if you're feeling this unsettling, right? Or if you're feeling this activation, if you're feeling this call from the deep part of your womb space, of your center, that that either is bubbling or stirring, or like you want to just like clear, this is why. Okay, you're not going crazy, first of all. You're not going crazy. You are you are being called to surrender to the energies that are happening right now, right? From the full moon in Aquarius, from the codes of the universe of the galactic new year, from the quantum energy and the astrological earth alignment with the opening, the gradual opening of the Lionsgate portal, from the energies coming into Leo season, right? And I'm getting really fascinated right now because I'm actually researching um, the original astrology from Kemet. And if you don't know what that is or where that is, Kemet is the original land which we now called Egypt. And through the Kemet community, right, was a creation of sacred spiritual technology, of things that we do now, like astrology, that was originated in Africa, in the place that we know as Egypt. So I'm getting very fascinated about, calling these things that we know as in the astrology realm by its actual original real name. So look out for that because it's coming. So today I shared an Instagram. So if you saw my post on Instagram, I really shared something really personal. I shared a personal experience of being at a very low point of I shared in the post that, what it is to really stay true to your why and your purpose. Um, what I shared is that I remember when, I was working, I was doing things, and early on in my career, and, in pockets through it, that sometimes, to the best of my ability, I only had a couple dollars in my bank account. And, you know, and the moment that I shared is that there was, one day where the day was just highly stressful and I only had enough money to get to and from work. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do the next day. And those moments where you're like, how? How? When you have a dream that is so big, when you have a vision that is so powerful, and deep in your core that this is something that will impact your not only yourself, but it will impact lives and communities, and put your fingerprint in the world. When you have a dream that is that big, and you go through these moments, right, where it is hard, right? That moment I shared, it was a hard moment. The day was, uh, I was wondering how was I going to get to the next day, and I wonder, and it was a day that I was just like, what am I doing? Why am I killing myself to for this dream that is not supporting me right now? In that moment, and we're all going to face those. We've all probably already have faced those moments of like, like you question your vision, you question your gifts, you question um, trusting yourself, You question those intuitive hits that come into your womb space, into your body. You question, like, is it even worth it? Right? And what was revealed to me in that time, on that day, were little nuggets of reminders when I felt like I couldn't figure it out. And so the divine and the universal forces around me had to show me, this is why you're doing what you're doing. So when I saw a child get lit up over just being excited about hearing music that they loved, when I heard a story from um, from another person telling them about their experience from a class I did, when I when um, when I noticed the fulfillment and the breakthrough somebody was having. And it wasn't necessarily because of me, but it was the environment that I created that allowed, the alignment of these things to come through. The curiosity, the wonder, and discovery. It was it was that part of me that I extended out, that was a ripple effect to create multiple um, breakthroughs, multiple accomplishments and satisfactions that people discovered for themselves. And when I look at that, when I looked at that, I was like, okay, this is why I do what I do. And I was so grateful that at the end of the day, some work that I did prior, and I received some unexpected money, and it was like a big, oh my gosh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It was just like a thank you. But at the same time, it was just like, I had to journey back and to see, why did I have to go through X, Y, and Z to get to this point? For me to realize the gifts that we have that have been divinely given to each and every one of us. There is a massive trust, because we're not taught to trust these things. We're not taught to listen to the unseen. We're not taught that. We're taught to trust in the seen, in the tangible. All this talk about quantum and manifestation and the energy, these are all unseen. But you can feel it. You feel that pleasure that comes from your yoni portal. You feel the energy, whether it's a contraction or release from your womb space. You feel it when a child is being birthed in your womb space. You feel your energy, whether you're on top of the world or you are down. You feel when you're around certain people, the energy shifts. You feel when you're in a space where it's just like, it's just like time is irrelevant. You feel it. You feel it and you know it. Now, goddess, can you take time? This is what I had to do, okay? Can you take time to trust that? To trust in the unseen. It's like when we have faith. Now you can call it from whatever spiritual lineage that you design yourself to. It all really comes from the same place. This is part of your purpose. The purpose in trusting in the divine design of your gifts. The trusting of the oracle, that those codes that are within you. the deep um, listening to what you know is true for you. And so from that on that in I'll never forget that day, because it was a day of like, oh man. And I remember I made a promise. I made a promise to use my gifts, to devote myself to what was divinely given to me. And from yesterday when I was at the gym deconstructing and all those things, they were saying in on what I was listening to, your gifts will make room for you. Your gifts will make room for you. Your gifts will make room for your abundance. Your gifts will bring you your wealth. Your gifts will help you in your relationships and your fulfillment in this beautiful divine energy we called life. Your gifts will make room for you. So when I talk about your gifts, your womb space is your creative force, is your creative powerhouse. It creates life. It births your dreams. It births a human being. So this is a sacred, beautiful, sacred place to tap into, right? So just take a breath into that. And if you want to put your hands on your belly, maybe one on your heart, and just take a moment to get connected. Just take that moment right now. Your gifts will make room for you. Are you listening, and are you moving forward, embodying what has been divinely gifted to you? And sometimes those gifts are revealed at different times. You may not know some of your gifts right away. For example, I didn't understand the gift of my voice for the longest time, but I understood the gift that of my body occupying space and the architecture of movement, how I got into dance and the expressive arts. I understood that, but I didn't understand that there was more. And so these get revealed over time. But it's up to you to answer and use them when they get revealed. So take a breath into that. I'm going to go from the goddess deck today, and it's only calling for one. So so the moon right now is a beautiful reminder to get connected with your feminine energy, your divine feminine energy. Remember, the moon is our connector to our divine feminine. The sun is the connector to the masculine. Ooh. Okay, we got 3. So we got Vajra Yogini. Okay, we have Hestia. Okay, and then we have, oh boy, Anada Mea Ma. If you can say that, let me know how to pronounce that. So, let me just see here what comes through. Um, right away, they speak flow. I'm seeing flow. I'm okay. Actually, she wants to speak first. Um, and I'm pointing to the top sentence, I am my own guru. So this reminds me, this what was being implanted in my mind right now is that there is a Netflix special on Tony Robbins, and it's called I Am Not Your Guru, right? So you remember, if you do remember, a few years ago, there was a lot of emphasis on having a guru, right? Whether it's going to India or finding, a guru or somebody that you can like absorb their teachings and really, it was kind of a spiritual trend in a sense. And she comes forward at now, this lovely, beautiful goddess, uh, Anada Mayai Ma. She comes through as to say, look, you're your own guru. You're your own goddess. You're your own divine one. You're your own wisdom keeper. You don't need me. You don't need a whole bunch of people, to tell you what to do. Now, there's a difference between receiving those, uh, listening and receiving the messages that resonate to you so you can be inspired, right? So, but I am not going to, or nobody has the right to tell you what to do, right? I don't have no 12-step process. There is no 12-step process that can really serve you because you know what you need. What I hold is a space for you to discover. And when you're in those spaces where you can truly discover, you will unearth the medicine that you need to know for yourself. This is what beautiful spaces like this can support you, how they can support you, right? Now, if you need a 12-step program and all that stuff, there's plenty out there. That's great. And if that is for you, where you need that structure, wonderful. What this beautiful goddess is coming through is that she's calling and guiding you to really get intimately connected to yourself. And there's I remember reading, and I'm going to jump out of this in a moment. I remember reading some comments about um, a lot of inquiry to know and embrace the self. Yes, Amanda, you are the boss of you, absolutely. To know thyself, to embrace the self, to love the self, to honor the self, to empower the self, a lot of that. And Anama Dame Ma comes through as like, okay, let's reacquaint yourself to yourself. Let's come into ritual. Let's come into ceremony. Let's come into deep prayer and pause. Let's come into action. Let's come into love. Let's come into your emotions. Let's face them. Let's go deep in the womb space. Let's introduce you to your priestess, your goddess essence, right? Okay, now here we go. Hestia, here she comes. Now she goes right along with Amada Meama with home. She comes in with this energy of the self again, of really understanding and what is okay. So here she comes with this beautiful flow of presence wherever she goes. And I'm being called to read what's at the bottom here. No matter where I am home, right? Sanctuary found within self. What does that mean? It doesn't mean you got to be alone all the time. No. It just means to be comfortable with yourself, to be comfortable in your own company, to be comfortable wherever you are. You are home. It doesn't mean put your feet up in a public place with your shoes and socks on. you know, you know what I'm talking about. You remember, when your mother would be like, "Hey, get your feet off." This is not home, right? I'm not saying that. It's like, feeling grounded, anchored, and knowing yourself, your aligned embodiment. Okay? Then Vajra Yogini comes through, right? So it says the essence of all the Buddhas. So that's jumping out at me. The essence of all the Buddhas. So who are the Buddhas? Excuse me, the Buddhas are a spiritual representation, right? And we always see the Buddha statues where they're sitting and they're in meditation, or the belly's out and it's like, hey, right? Now think about, there's reincarnations of different energies of the Buddha, right? So think about that as like, there's our spirituality is multifaceted, multidimensional, and multi-actualized, in a sense of every section of our life. There is a spiritual thread. There is a divine thread. There is a universal thread that runs through it, right? And to embody, to be able to detach and embody and to see through the eyes of unconditional love and non-judgment. So the most straightforward and most practical resource I can give you for that is look at yourself in the mirror, right? And this is even more powerful if you do this naked. Can you see yourself in the mirror and love yourself unconditionally? Can you look at your womb space, your belly space, and give it some love? Can you see yourself from non-judgment and detach from the busyness, the all the stuff in the mind, and just receive the magnificence that is you in the mirror, right? So this is something that you can practice for yourself. That's it. Short and sweet. Well, it wasn't short and sweet. It was almost a half an hour. We're 2 minutes out. So, yeah. Beautiful ladies, goddesses. I send out so much love to you. I want to let you know about a couple things coming up. Yes, Amanda, really connects with you. Oh, so good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your presence here, ladies, live and watching the replay. A couple things coming up. Umoja presents Renewal, 3-day retreat, virtual retreat that's happening on the Lionsgate portal weekend. When I tell you, it's just going to be, we talk about the energies that are happening now, right? Holy man, the energies are going to be so powerful on that weekend. And we actually end on the portal opening on August 8th. Okay, so we go from the 6th, 7th, and 8th. We're going to womb wisdom. We're going into energy clearing. We got indigenous teachings. We have African dance. It's going to be, we have breath work. We have sound journeys. It's going to be amazing. So check it out. I will put the link in the either the comments or into the description. We have an early bird pricing that is going to end on August 1st. So I really want you to get in on that. So August 1st is when the early bird ends. It's $88 US for the entire weekend. After August 1st, it will bump up to 111. So get your get your early bird goddess savings. Um, and uh, and uh, yeah, love for you to be a part of renewal. It's going to be sensational. The other thing I wanted to tell you is that Liberated Womb mentorship. This is going to be 3 months of deep diving into the all the spaces that are connected to the womb. We're going into, like, you're looking into your cervix and your um, the Amanda, is it included in the sisterhood? The retreat, yes. If you are inside the Liberated Womb Sisterhood, the retreat is included, absolutely. So here's another reason to get a part of the sisterhood. Yeah, the Liberated Womb mentorship is not a part of the sisterhood. This is something separate. And this is, we go into deep, all the parts of the womb space. Your yoni, your cervix, your uterus, your fallopian tubes, your ovaries, the heart, the throat, the third eye, your crown. And we're really getting deep and intimate into the energetics and the anatomy and the codes that live inside each of those parts of your body to really unearth and really reveal and deep dive into womb consciousness, right? To create and discover and to deconstruct in order to make space for your rejuvenation, to make space for your phenomenal authenticity, your empowerment, your beauty. Your beauty is your beauty, it's already there. But your magnetic essence, your manifested reality. We're going to get into all of that. For so Before I verbal diarrhea some more, check it out. And if you have any questions or if you'd like to get on a connection call with an activation call with me, just message me and I would love to connect with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Sending you all so much love and devotion. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and we'll see you real soon. Bye, everybody.